Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Life at the Nut House. Today, we want to take you along while we clean up some of the areas for our raised beds and can some ground beef. These are just a few of our raised beds. We have another section of raised beds on the other side. We are cleaning these out, and then before long, we'll be adding some compost, and we'll show y'all all how to do that as well. We're taking some of these weeds to the chickens, and boy, do they love their treats. And here comes our sweet girl Marley. Boy, he's having a hard time getting those weeds out.
By the way, did I say go dogs?
So I have around 40 pounds of ground beef here, and I have it in my roaster oven. We're going to go ahead and cook it until it's almost done. my jars heating in the oven at around 250 degrees, and they've been sitting in here for around 30 minutes getting hot. Because we're using the hot pack, everything needs to be hot. The meat needs to be hot, the water needs to be hot, the canner needs to be hot, and the jars. So now we're going to use this big strainer I have here and strain all the grease off of it into a separate bowl. We don't want a lot of fat in this ground beef because fat can make it spoil faster. So I'm going to get off as much of it as I can. You see there's still some pink spots in the meat, and that's perfectly fine. This is going to be pressure canned for 90 minutes. So you can rest assured that it will be completely done when it comes out. Now we're going to start filling up our jars. These are quart jars that I'm using, and it holds about 2 pounds of meat. You can do pints, which would hold about 1 pound, but we're going to fill them up until they're at the bottom of the rim of the jar, which is about a 1-inch headspace. So here I'm using a chopstick to loosely pack the jars with the meat. I want to make sure that I get it up to the 1-inch headspace. Today I'm just canning the plain ground beef, but you can add taco seasoning to this and can it up as taco meat, or you can put this in some homemade spaghetti sauce and can it up as a pasta spaghetti sauce that's ready to eat. But we're going to do plain here. That way, if I forget to lay out meat, I can open a can of this and I can add it into some spaghetti sauce or make taco meat or make chili vegetable soup. There's so much you can do with this. Sloppy joes. It's just really nice to have this on hand. So now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt into each quart jar, and then I'm going to add in some boiling water. And after I add the water, I'm going to debubble it, and if I see that the liquid is not up to that 1-inch headspace, I will add more. So now I'm taking some white vinegar and putting it on a paper towel and wiping my rims. Take your time and wipe them really well because the grease in the burger can cause the seal to fail if it's not clean. So after putting the lids and rings on, I'm going to put them in my canner, and notice that the water in the canner is hot because the meat was hot and the water inside the jars were hot. So everything needs to be the same temperature or your jar might crack. Now these quarts will be in the canner for 90 minutes, and if I were doing pints, it would be 75 minutes. So here are the jars of ground beef ready to be put away for eating later. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you on the next video.